I was 65 years old when my own son, the boy whose every scraped knee I had kissed, whose every dream I had funded, looked at me like I was a piece of broken furniture. He didn't scream. He didn't even sound angry. He just handed me a $10 bill and said, "Dad, it's for the best. Find a shelter." The sound of the heavy mansion gates locking behind me was a sound I'll never forget. It was the sound of 30 years of fatherhood being erased. I stood in the rain with $10 and a heart so heavy I could barely breathe. But Michael forgot one thing. He forgot about the small, rusted warehouse my father had left me, a place he called worthless junk. He was about to find out that junk was the only thing standing between him and total ruin. I worked 2 jobs for most of my life. My hands are scarred and my back is permanently bent from years of labor. Also, Michael could have a life I never dreamed of. I was proud when he made his first million. I was happy when he married. But then, the invites to dinner stopped. Then, I was asked to eat in the kitchen. And finally, I was told to leave. Michael's wife, Jennifer, wanted my small room for a meditation space. Michael didn't even argue. He just packed my bags in plastic trash mats. As I walked away from the mansion, I didn't cry. I was too tired for tears. I took the bus to the outskirts of the city, to the old warehouse. It was cold, dusty, and smelled of old memories. But it was mine. It was the only place left in the world where I wasn't a burden. Living in that warehouse wasn't easy. The winter wind whistled through the cracks, and my $10 went toward bread and a small candle. But as I cleaned up the space to make it livable, I found a loose brick in the back corner. Behind it was a metal tube containing my father's old papers. My father was a simple man, but he was wise. He had bought that land in the 1970s when the city was still small. I discovered that the high-tech business park where Michael's empire sat was actually built on land that our family still owned. The 50-year lease was expiring in exactly 4 months. According to the contract, if the lease wasn't renewed by the direct heir, me, the land and everything on it would revert to the owner. I didn't call Michael to gloat. I didn't send an angry text. I just sat in my cold warehouse, lit my candle, and waited. I kept that $10 bill in my pocket as a reminder of what it felt like to be disposable. The day of the lease expiration arrived. Michael was at the peak of his career, ready to sell his company for a fortune. That's when my legal team, a young man I had once helped with college fees, walked into his boardroom. They didn't bring a celebration. They brought an eviction notice. Michael called me, his voice shaking with a mix of rage and terror. "Dad, what are you doing? You're going to ruin me." I invited him to the warehouse. He showed up in his $200,000 car, looking out of place in the dirt and dust. He begged. He pleaded. He even tried to offer me money. I reached into my pocket and pulled out the $10 bill, now wrinkled and dirty. I handed it back to him. "Here, Michael," I said. "Take this. It's what you thought my life was worth. Now you know what yours is worth without me." I didn't take his company to become rich. I took control to change it. I turned his corporate empire into a non-profit that builds high-quality housing for abandoned seniors. Michael lost his status, his fancy cars, and eventually, the wife who only loved his bank account. Today, Michael works as a delivery driver. He's finally learning the value of a hard day's work and the weight of a single dollar. I still live in my warehouse, but it's renovated now. It's a place of warmth and justice. Every night I look at the framing of that $10 bill and I'm reminded, life has a way of balancing the scales. You just have to be patient enough to watch it happen. We often give everything to the people we love, forgetting that respect is just as important as love. If this story moved you, or if you believe that every parent deserves to grow old with dignity, please like this video. Your support means the world to me and helps me keep sharing these stories of justice. Don't forget to subscribe to Revenge Master Stories so you never miss a journey. Thank you for listening, and remember, never let anyone tell you your worth is measured in dollars. Until next time.